You stand in the middle of the kitchen, your hand hovering over the granite counter, and silence screams at you. You know, you came in here for something specific, a reason that was crystal clear just 10 seconds ago in the living room, but now it has vanished into a thick gray fog. It is not just frustrating, it is terrifying. You look at the coffee maker, the refrigerator, the keys by the door, hoping a visual cue will spark that firing squad in your brain, but nothing happens. It feels like your own mind is betraying you, deleting files while you are still trying to read them. We need to stop calling this just a part of aging. That phrase is a surrender, and I am not here to let you surrender. While we often blame genetics or the simple passage of time for these lapses, there is a hidden culprit that medical literature is finally shining a spotlight on. It is a form of microscopic starvation. Your brain is the most energy demanding organ in your body. And it doesn't just run on calories, it runs on a precise chemical currency. When that currency runs low, the lights start to flicker. Today, we are going to fix the fuel mixture. We are going to look at 5 specific daily habits centered around natural minerals, the Earth's original medicine that can help cut through that fog and sharpen your recall. Before we dive into the science of rebuilding your memory, I want to welcome you to our community. We share the kind of deep dive senior health tips that doctors often overlook in those rushed 15-minute appointments. If you are ready to take control of your cognitive destiny, consider subscribing so you don't miss our next breakthrough. And I am curious, where are you watching from today? Let me know in the comments below. It is always amazing to see how far our family extends around the globe. Let's begin with the first fundamental change we need to make to your morning routine. And it centers around the master mineral of relaxation and connectivity. You might think of memory as an active, high energy process, but biologically, your brain needs to be calm to forge new pathways. We are talking about magnesium. Most seniors are chronically deficient in magnesium because our soil has been depleted of it, and our ability to absorb it decreases as our stomach acid weakens with age. But this isn't just about preventing cramps, it is about neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to rewire itself, to build new bridges between brain cells so that when you learn a new name, it sticks. A groundbreaking study from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, specifically from the Pekauer Institute for Learning and Memory, found that increasing brain magnesium levels, specifically using a compound called magnesium l-threonate, didn't just arrest brain aging, it reversed it. The researchers noted that in animal models, the subjects with elevated brain magnesium performed on memory tests as if they were nearly 10 years younger. Imagine your brain cells are like 2 people trying to shake hands. Magnesium is the strength in that grip. Without it, the hands slip, the connection breaks, and the thought is lost. So here is your first habit. We are not just going to rely on a pill. We are going to use food as medicine. Every morning, I want you to integrate a distinct source of magnesium into your breakfast. The best natural source that is easy to digest, pumpkin seeds. They are a powerhouse. Just a quarter cup provides nearly half of your daily recommended intake. Imagine your neural pathways are like electrical wires that have become frayed over time, causing sparks and short circuits. Magnesium helps re-insulate those wires. Your actionable takeaway here is simple. Swap your sugary cereal or plain toast for a bowl of oatmeal or yogurt topped with raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. If chewing seeds is difficult for you, grind them into a powder and mix it in. You are literally feeding the synapses that hold your life story together. Moving on to the second habit, we need to address the gatekeeper of your memory. Have you ever noticed that smell is strongly linked to memory? The smell of rain or baking bread takes you back to childhood. That happens in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. There is a mineral that resides in high concentrations in the hippocampus, yet it is rarely talked about in the context of cognitive decline. That mineral is zinc. Zinc is crucial for the proper packaging and storage of memory. It plays a vital role in axonal transport and the release of neurotransmitters. If you don't have enough zinc, the signal doesn't just get weak, it gets garbled. A significant study published in the journal Times, Nutrients Times, highlighted that zinc deficiency in the elderly is strikingly common and is directly correlated with a decline in cognitive function and an increase in systemic inflammation. The study pointed out that zinc supplementation or dietary correction could significantly improve spatial working memory. Think of a rusty gate hinge that screams every time you try to open it, or maybe it's stuck so fast you can't open it at all. That is a zinc deficient hippocampus. You are trying to access a memory, but the chemical hinge is rusted shut. To lubricate this mechanism, we need to institute a daily zinc habit. Now, oysters are the king of zinc, but I don't expect you to shuck oysters every Tuesday afternoon. A more practical daily habit involves red meat, or for a plant-based option, chickpeas and cashews. However, here is the specific habit I want you to adopt: the midday zinc boost. Your body doesn't store zinc well, so you need a steady intake. Make a habit of having a handful of cashews or a cup of chickpea-based hummus as your midday bridge between lunch and dinner. But there is a catch. Phytates and grains can block zinc absorption. So try to eat your zinc-rich snack away from whole grain bread. By doing this, you are effectively greasing the hinges of that memory gate, ensuring that when you reach for a name or a date, the door swings open effortlessly. Now, as we transition to the third pillar of our memory boosting protocol, we have to talk about energy. Not the caffeine jitters, but cellular energy. Your brain consumes about 20% of your body's oxygen supply, despite only weighing about 3 pounds. It is a glutton for oxygen. If the delivery system is sluggish, you get what we call brain fog. This is often a symptom of subclinical iron deficiency. We aren't necessarily talking about full-blown anemia, but a level of iron that is just low enough to make you feel sluggish and mentally slow. Iron is the core of the hemoglobin molecule, the little raft that carries oxygen to your brain cells. Without it, your neurons are suffocating. A study from Penn State University found that even moderate iron deficiency was associated with slower cognitive speeds and lower attention span scores in women. The researchers found that correcting this deficiency led to a significant improvement in cognitive performance, essentially. The brain started working faster because it finally could breathe. Imagine trying to run a marathon while breathing through a thin straw. That is your brain on low iron. It is gasping. It prioritizes keeping you alive over helping you remember where you put your reading glasses. We need to take the clamp off that straw. Your third daily habit is the vitamin C pairing. Iron is tricky. It is hard to absorb, especially from plant sources. The habit isn't just eating iron-rich foods like spinach, lentils, or fortified cereals. It is always pairing them with vitamin C. So when you have that spinach salad or that lentil soup for lunch, the habit is to squeeze fresh lemon juice over it or eat a few slices of bell pepper or an orange alongside it. This simple chemical reaction can triple your iron absorption. It turns a meal that does very little for you into a high octane oxygen delivery system for your brain. You are flooding the engine with the air it needs to combust fuel efficiently, lifting the fog and bringing the world back into sharp focus. If you are finding these tips helpful so far, and if you are starting to see how these small nutritional tweaks can add up to a massive change, please take a second to hit that thumbs up button. It helps us get this information to other seniors who might be struggling in silence. Let's move to the fourth habit. This one is about pressure and flow. We often worry about high blood pressure affecting our hearts, but we rarely discuss what it does to the delicate microvessels in the brain. High blood pressure can cause tiny, imperceptible damage to the brain's vascular system, leading to vascular dementia over time. The mineral that counteracts the stiffening effects of salt and keeps those vessels pliable is potassium. Potassium acts as a vasodilator. It helps your blood vessels relax and open up. This ensures a steady, thumping stream of nutrient-rich blood reaches the deepest recesses of your memory centers. A pivotal study published in the Journal Times, Stroke Times, followed thousands of seniors and found that those with higher dietary potassium intake had a significantly lower risk of stroke and, crucially, better cognitive performance as they aged. The data suggested that a diet rich in potassium could effectively shield the brain from the cumulative damage of hypertension. Think of your blood vessels like a garden hose. If the hose is stiff and kinked, the water trickles out, and the garden at the far end, your memory withers. Potassium is what untwists the hose and keeps the rubber soft and flexible. The water roars through, reaching every flower. We need to create a potassium pulse in your day. While everyone talks about bananas, they are actually not the best source and are high in sugar. Instead, your actionable habit is to embrace the avocado or the baked potato. Half an avocado contains more potassium than a banana and comes with healthy fats that the brain loves. Make it a habit to include half an avocado with your dinner or lunch. If you don't like avocado, a small baked potato is excellent. By doing this, you are physically opening the roadways of your circulatory system, ensuring that the zinc, iron, and magnesium we talked about can actually get to where they need to go. You are clearing the traffic jams in your brain. Finally, we arrive at the fifth habit. This is your defense mechanism. Your brain is a site of high metabolic activity, which creates waste products called free radicals. These are like little sparks that fly off a fire. If they land on the carpet, they burn holes. In biological terms, this is oxidative stress, and it is a major driver of Alzheimer's and general cognitive decline. We need a fire extinguisher. We need a master antioxidant mineral, and that mineral is selenium. Selenium is rare in the modern diet, but it is vital for the production of glutathione peroxidase, your body's master antioxidant enzyme. A study conducted by researchers at the University of Otago specifically looked at selenium status and found that optimal levels were associated with better cognitive function in older adults. Conversely, low selenium levels have been repeatedly linked to faster cognitive decline. It protects the brain cells from rusting out. Imagine you have a beautiful classic car, your mind, you can put the best fuel in it, but if you leave it out in the rain without a protective coating, it will rust. Selenium is that protective wax coating. It repels the damage of daily living. The beauty of this habit is that it is the easiest one of all. You don't need a supplement. In fact, supplements can be dangerous with selenium because the line between enough and too much is thin. Nature has packaged the perfect dose for us. Your fifth habit is the Brazil nut ritual. Brazil nuts are so high in selenium that you only need 1 or 2 nuts a day, not a handful, literally just 2. That provides all the selenium your brain requires to maintain its antioxidant defenses. If you eat more, you might get too much. So treat it like a prescription every evening, perhaps as a signal that the day is done. Eat 2 Brazil nuts. It's a tiny action, taking less than 10 seconds, but you are effectively armor plating your neurons against the wear and tear of tomorrow. Let's take a breath and look at what we have built here. We aren't just throwing random vitamins at a problem. We have constructed a comprehensive strategy. We use magnesium to spark the connections and improve plasticity. We use zinc to grease the gate of the hippocampus so memories can be stored and retrieved. We used iron paired with vitamin C to oxygenate the system and banish fatigue. We used potassium to open the blood vessels and ensure delivery. And we use selenium to shield the whole system from damage. These aren't massive lifestyle overhauls that require a personal trainer or a private chef. These are small, deliberate choices, some pumpkin seeds at breakfast, a squeeze of lemon at lunch, a strategic snack. But when you compound these choices over weeks and months, the result is profound. I know it can feel overwhelming when you are standing in that kitchen, forgetting why you are there. I know the fear that grips your chest, the worry that you are losing pieces of yourself. But I want to remind you that the brain is resilient. It is not a static machine that simply wears out. It is a living, adapting ecosystem. It wants to heal. It wants to repair. It just needs you to give it the raw materials to do the job. You have the power to change the trajectory of your health. Independence isn't just about walking without a cane. It's about thinking without a fog. It's about remembering the details of your grandchild's story so you can ask them about it next week. It's about winning the argument with the TV news anchor because you remember the facts better than they do. That sharpness, that vitality, it is worth fighting for. So I have a question for you to answer below, and I want you to be honest. Which of these 5 minerals is missing most from your current diet? Is it the seeds, the greens, or maybe the Brazil nuts? Tell me in the comments. I read them, and I want to support you. If this video gave you a roadmap you didn't have yesterday, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We are building a fortress of health here, and we need you inside it. Remember, your memory is the library of your life. Don't let the lights go out. Feed it, protect it, and keep learning. I'll see you in the next video.